Welcome to the Four Fouls podcast. Tune in, don't foul out. Hi everyone, I'm Brianna. Some people call me Bree. These Four Fouls do. Welcome to this week's show. Here are my co-hosts, CJ.
Yo, what's up? I think the Mavs are going to win the NBA championship this year. Let's go.
Cori.
What up? I think CJ lying, so.
Luis.
Hey, what's up, guys? The Spurs are going to make the playoffs.
And Devonte.
Lakers in 6, baby.
So basically, this podcast talks about pop culture and sports, and we break it down into 4 quarters, kind of like a basketball game. We're gonna have 3 different main sounds. One's for points, for coin. It sounds like a coin. We'll have a foul sound. Sounds like a whistle, like that was, not okay, messed up, left field. And then we'll have one more sound, and that one is, what's that sound? Oh, the boxing bell, which means these 2 people are going at it. They're just going free for all. So let's get started. First quarter, we're going to talk about Joe Budden, Mal, and Rory. Who's wrong? Is anyone wrong? What do y'all think about that? Luis, do you want to start out?
Joe Budden's always wrong. From what I've read, from what I can gather, I think Joe Budden is just on another tantrum, if I should call it like a better words. So yeah, I just think like it's really unnecessary and it's not that deep. But Joe Budden proves to me every time that it is in fact that deep.
Cori, what do you got to say about that?
Listen, I feel like, for me at least, I think everybody has some sort of responsibility in this situation. Honestly, I don't know their contract stuff, so I may be wrong. But hear me out. It is called the Joe Budden podcast, but it would not be nothing without Mal and Rory. Like, would not be anything without them. So I get it if they're upset. Mal and Rory are upset about they're not getting their funds or their coins, or maybe they're not seeing the accounting. But I also understand that if Joe Budden owns 51% of that podcast or that company, it's his, right? He is the majority leader. He has control of that. So if he wants to be like, you don't have to see the accounting and you signed on for what you get, then it is what it is. But I think that if you're all supposed to be friends, as they say they're supposed to be friends, dude, just give them the money or show them the accounting and make it right. But now we're out of a good podcast, so the only losers really is us.
Devonte, do you think they'll get back together? No, it's just done.
Oh, get back together. That's a big reach on that one. But I would definitely say no, and Joe Budden and everyone is in the wrong because we don't know nothing behind closed doors, like Cori was saying. Paperwork, whatever they agreed to or agreed upon, it is the Joe Budden podcast. So that's something that I feel like they messed up from the jump anyways, but we'll talk about that another time. I just definitely feel like it's some more personal stuff that we just don't know about that they need to fix behind closed door, because again, we are missing out on such a great podcast. The vibe, the family feel, the community that they have within each other, a lot of people are going to miss that. And so because they can't let go of their egos, and then paperwork is more serious behind closed doors that we don't know about, the Joe Budden podcast, it's their fault. So Joe Budden's fault.
CJ, want to wrap it up for us? Any last remarks for that?
Listen, man, Joe Budden's more famous for loving hip-hop and being clowned by the Migos than he is his actual rap career. So If I'm going to be on any side, it ain't gonna be Joe Budden's side. Man has continuously in his career showed an ass of himself, and he goes and does the same thing on something that was legitimately a good creation, like something that I actually enjoyed that Joe Budden was involved with. And I can't say that about a lot of things, but I did about this podcast. Rory and Mal, I think it's appropriate in any business relationship at a time when you are starting to not make as much as you deserve, to have a conversation about, let's go ahead and refigure the finances a little bit. Obviously, Joe Budden is a little bit too big for his britches. He didn't really appreciate that, and it is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, the only man with a fedora little case, that's probably the man who's wrong in this situation, to be honest. So
Not the Amiri hat. Come on now. That's what Mal said today. He said that's when I knew it was different when he started wearing them hats because I ain't never known him to wear the hats like that. So
hats change people.
Friends calling you.
Hats change people.
Next we have talking about J. Cole. He had his pro basketball debut in the Basketball Africa League. What do y'all think about this? Is this good for basketball? Is it make maybe the players not feel as if it's fair? What do y'all think? Corey, you want to start us out?
First and foremost, the real is back, the Ville is back. 100 million, I'm still on the grind. Hey, Cole is back. We're not gonna skip over the fact that he just dropped another classic on Friday, and then he came into today's game and dropped 3 points. But that's okay. It's a professional league, and he has not played professional ball, but he did play in college. Here's my thing: do I think that is good for basketball in general? Yes. Anybody who is chasing their dreams and playing a sport that they love, it's always gonna be good. I actually think it's better that he's not trying out for the NBA. So here's my point to that. I think it would be disrespectful for a person who just played college ball, who hadn't played in the league or hasn't even been training to be in the league, to then think he can somehow get a league tryout. No, you need to go somewhere else and play some professional ball for a little bit, and then maybe you can try out to be in the league. So I think that it's good for people who are looking up to Cole and saying, oh, maybe I can get into the NBA too. This is an alternate way I can do so. And I need to go somewhere else to maybe help out a league or get my skills better so I can make it to the league. But shout out to him for doing what he loves and for dropping a classic.
And so it's only a 3 to 6 day contract, I believe. So,
yes.
I mean, it's temporary, I guess, for now. So, Devonte, what do you think about that?
Cold world, cold life, cold blood. Nah, just playing. It's J. Cole, man. Jermaine Cole.
Jermaine.
My dude did drop a classic Friday. Appreciate that, Cole. I really do. But he's chasing his dream. I watched the mini documentary that he put out, and he's been planning on this. This is the off season. He has to put in that work to get to where he wants to go. And just like you stated, he's doing it differently than what normal people always do, going to college, which he already did. But I'm talking about like the G League route and things, or going to play for, I'm about to say the Triple Bs. Remember when they had that league? Hilarious.
Big Baller Brand.
Big Baller Brand league. He ain't doing none of that. He going to represent a completely different community, a completely different league that nobody really heard of. Like, I had friends telling me they legit never heard of this league until Cole just signed up for it. It's definitely good for basketball because kind of very similar to the whole like, oh, here comes this celebrity or YouTuber that's coming over to a new sport, or not a new sport, a sport that a lot of people don't really watch as much, and he's expanding it and making it a big thing, kind of like to Luis's point last time. J. Cole's doing that for basketball. Even though J. Cole's very well known, and rap is probably the number one trending music genre that's out right now, and so is the NBA and sports. But I feel like J. Cole is definitely, don't let him, if breaking news, he got a league tryout after, he does get past a 3 to 6 day contract, it's a wrap. It'll be very big news for the league and stuff like that. So I definitely think it's good for basketball.
CJ, I see you nodding your head over there, making some faces. What do you have to say?
I mean, yeah, in the 90s, Master P was actually on the NBA team. So I'm not going to be mad that J. Cole comes into this and actually gets an opportunity. With the league in Africa, too, the sport in Africa has continuously been trying to build up itself. The NBA itself has invested heavily into Africa's basketball arena for the past 10 years. And I think this is only going to continuously make African basketball prominent news in the worldwide view. He's not going to be on the team forever, but he had like nice little 17 minutes. He got a point too. He actually shot a free throw and didn't look terrible. Like, I'm not mad about watching him play in the African Basketball League. Now, I would say this: if he curtailed this end of this 3 to 8 game contract, whatever, into an actual NBA tryout, I ain't about that, because he ain't gonna come into the NBA and do shit. I'm sorry, he's not like that. He ain't nice like that. Like, just my opinion. But I do believe, for the context of where he's at right now, yeah, it's good, it's nice, it's fun.
So
also,
okay
who that?
So it's okay for right now, basically, is what you're saying, right, Luis?
I think it is great for basketball. Like, come on, like, you're chasing your dream. You're out there playing. You get signed to a 3 to 6 day or 3 to 6 game contract. You're going to be there. I mean, it's an opportunity not only for you to hone on your craft, but just do something you enjoy. I mean, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to launch African basketball into U.S. mainstream media. I think that's great, and it just gives you a little bit more exposure. So I'm rocking with it, Cole. Go ahead, ball out. I'm gonna need more than 3 points though. That's how I feel about it.
They did
and
my
a free
boy dirty
throw
posting
for
that.
17 minutes. I mean, he had a double single.
Don't do
I guess
that.
we're gonna find out pretty soon to see if he continues this or not. But okay, so now we're already on the second quarter. That was probably the fastest first quarter y'all have ever had.
Yeah, we running the fast break offense today. Let's go.
It's that hose.
The
It's
Phoenix
that
Suns,
hose.
that 12-second shot clock.
We'll see if this one lasts longer though, because first thing up is Tim Tebow may return to the NFL with the Jags as tight end. Is this good for the team? Who wants to start out?
I'll start off. This is great for the team. I'm actually super excited about this. And it took me a while to come around on this. I'll tell you, initially when I saw this, I was like, this is a joke. And then I realized a couple things. One, where's Tim Tebow the most famous in the United States? Florida. More specifically, the Jacksonville, Gainesville area, bruh. This is going to be an amazing opportunity for the Jaguars to actually make some money during the season on some tickets, bruh. Have y'all realized they have some of the lowest attended games in the sport ever? Not just like in the past X amount of years, ever, bro. And so I'm very excited about the opportunity for that. And also, you have a rookie quarterback who is being right now talked about as being the next great rookie quarterback. You know what the best thing for that quarterback to have? The national media spotlight not focused on him, on everybody else on the team except him. That's fine. He gets to actually go and be a quarterback and develop without all the pressures of what the typical number one overall pick gets. So to me, I think this is great. I think this is so fun. I'm so excited to see it. I think Tim Tebow is going to go in and look like ass, and everyone's going to clown him. And then guess what? We ain't going to be talking about Trevor Lawrence. I guarantee you that. When's the last time you see Trevor Lawrence's face on TV, guys? You haven't. You saw Tim Tebow. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think it's good.
I'm disappointed
Corey, you're like
in you.
holding it back. Like what's going on there?
I'm disappointed
because
in you.
I believe
him
that
out.
as Devonte said, you should foul this man immediately. Let me tell you why. The man is 33 years old. Mm-hmm. When he had the opportunity to switch to tight end before, what did he say? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. There's 5 other tight ends already on the roster who are much younger than him, who have probably been playing the spot longer than he has been playing the spot. Now, we know that he's a physical freak, but there's nuances to the game of football, to any sport, that you have to play it for a while to understand the timing, the little intricate things. The 6-inch or 4-inch step that a lineman has to take, how to specifically block and release, right? All of these things that he never did because he was a quarterback. So he's always going to probably even think like a quarterback. And when he had the time and the mental acuity to be able to change to be a tight end, he didn't want to do it. And now since he's, daddy's home with Urban Meyer being there, he wants to go play for Urban Meyer. Come on, bro. This is terrible. He's not even going to get no burn. So even if he's on the team, he's not making the final roster. He's going to get some preseason snaps. He's going to play the third preseason game like it's a full game or whatever, or maybe even the second one. And that's going to be the highlight. Tim Tebow gets his minutes, but you know who's not going to be playing that game? That rookie quarterback you're talking about. So it's not even going to matter. He's going to get cut. And all of the circus was Tim Tebow when it should have been focused on, let's just get the team better. You're distracting your team when you have a new head coach for bringing in somebody who they can't play, man. This is like reminded me of, and I'm not equating Shaq to him at all or ever, but remember when Shaq went to the Celtics? Or Udonis has him on the Heat right now? That's why he got ejected when he first got in the game. You're not getting no burn. Tim Tebow's not getting no burn. I rest my case. This is terrible for football, and it's terrible for the Jags. He's not going to elevate their team at all, and he can only do one thing, which is a detriment to the team. That's it.
Wow.
Devonte, looks like you agree or no?
I mean, yeah, I'm a big Tebow fan, so don't grill. I love Tim Tebow. Is he a perfect person? No. He can be corrected on a lot of his statements. Jesus Christ, as an analyst. But great football player. Is he amazing? Did he put up hella numbers? No, he didn't do nothing like that. He just was that spark that helped the team out when they needed it the most. Wasn't a great quarterback. Did not last too long, as we have seen. But I tried to not ever count out Tebow because he always tried to find a way back, no matter what, if it was baseball, football, becoming an analyst, whatever it was. But do I think it's good for the organization? No. It is a complete waste of time. I will try to support my dude if he does make it, if he does get some play or whatever, but I just don't see it being so successful. It is a big, huge distraction. Such a big distraction. Like, Trevor Lawrence needs to shine right now. I mean, he gonna get plenty of it anyways because Peyton Manning want him to break his interception record. But he's gonna get all of that shine. But, like, I feel like Tim Tebow is just too much. Like, people gonna be chanting his names. Like, what's the Mello meme that's going out when they doing the quarterback drills? That boy Tebow gonna be like, let me pass me that old thing real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, go over there. You already know where you're supposed to be. Practice squad, buddy. Back. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know really how to feel. I just don't think it's gonna be good for the organization. And it's really, I kind of agree with Corey. It's not that great for football. You just gotta know. It's about who you know, not what you know. Apparently, so Urban Meyer got him that front seat.
Luis, do you agree or disagree? I can't really read you right
now. To be honest, like, if we're gonna be realistic, Tim Tebow is there for prayer circles and culture. I think that's the best case scenario for Tim Tebow. Let's face it, when it boils down to it, this is just nepotism. You said, "Hey, Pops, let me go ahead and get a job with you." That's all you did. You reached out, you made a call. You were gone from the league for 6 years, and you think you can just come back and switch your tight end position and think you're gonna make the roster? Like, Corey hit it on the nail. There's people that are faster, better, taller, that can catch better. I haven't seen Tim Tebow in a football field or even workout drills. I mean, I can only imagine what he's like. And Urban Meyer spoke on it. He said, listen, my staff said, hey, he's in the best shape. He's running like an 18-year-old, you know? Then he goes and scouts him. He says, he's the best shape I've seen him. So when you're hearing this and you're in the locker room and you've been a veteran of the Jags organization, you're kind of like, what are we doing here? You know, and I feel like that's kind of the aura that's going to have in that locker room, and it might deteriorate Trevor, and he might have to step up, or it could all go really smoothly and Tim Tebow just got, have them huddled up before games and talking to God. And
let me make the counter. It seems I'm on the island by myself, so let me go ahead and make the counter.
We disappointed in you.
You can be. And here's my point, right? One, I don't expect him to make the roster as actually a tight end. First of all, I don't think that's actually going to happen. I don't expect him to make the roster as a quarterback either. I think he's going to actually make the team as a coach at some point. I think that this is what the real play is him coming in as a coach. I think we are still going to see the circus of him in preseason playing, and that is what is exciting to me. Right? That is where I'm like, oh, this is going to be really fun to watch. Now, do I think in a real season that Tim Tebow is going to get real legitimate snaps at tight end? No. But can you name the other tight ends on the Jags roster right now? Like, legit. Corey, I know you looked it up earlier. I ain't talking about you. I ain't talking about you. But everybody else, can you? Probably not. You know why? Because they're not the best. They don't have a lot of great skill positions on the Jags right now. And so, yeah, I don't think he's going to make the team, but like, hell, if I'm going to say that he could do it as like, I'm not analyzing the man right now. I'm not seeing him as like his physical fitness and stuff like that. He ran a 4.7 when he was coming out of college. He wasn't the best athlete when he was in, that phase of his life. He was not. He ran a 4.7 as a quarterback. And that was not the best as a running quarterback at that too. Like, that is, as I'm trying to say, he wasn't always the person who was going to, kill the league. He is, in my opinion. Wait, hold on. Listen, this is what I'm trying to say.
No foul,
he is,
foul.
to me,
Foul.
a circus. He's always been a circus. Wait, listen. He's always been a circus. He's always been someone who draws attention on the team. We didn't know that there were coke dealers and murderers on the Gators, bro, when they were in college. I'm just trying to say. I'm just trying to say, bro. Yes.
What is
He's
good?
stirring it.
What does that got to do with football?
But it takes the eye. It takes the eye. Listen, y'all can come at me, but I'm trying to say it takes the eyes off of the one. They won a national championship, bro. What are you trying to talk? What are you coming at me for? I'm trying to say is it took the national attention off of the people who probably should have got that attention. And so, do I think that this is a great thing for the football operation side of it? Probably not. But I think it's going to be kind of fun to watch. Hell the fuck yeah, bro. It's going to be hilarious. I'm so excited to watch this. I don't like Tebow, if you can't get the picture, bro. I actually kind of want to see this. I kind of want to see this below, to be honest. So, that's where I'm coming from. I just think it's really going to be funny. I do see y'all's point, though, as nepotism and Urban Walker. But this was my ultimate... And this is a whole other argument. I never thought Urban Meyer should got the job in the first place. What does he deserve?
That part.
What has he done in his life to actually get an NFL coaching position?
Okay.
He's been run out of
college football playoff.
2 top Power 5 programs because of the decisions he's made. Not because he can win games. But is he actually going to be someone who makes good, sound decisions?
Wow. This is the UT fan in him. I recognize it. He upset UT
Luis,
not
you were
winning.
looking like the Scream, like that painting. You went like this.
To disrespect Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow about their collegiate careers, bro, and you want to utilize that as like, come on,
bro. You know we're gonna use that as a clip, right?
Yeah, you about to go.
I don't give a damn. Come at me, bro.
There's so many problematic statements with like you.
What?
You just
Tim
wrong,
Tebow
bro.
literally
You just
every
wrong.
year he was playing football was in the finalist for a Heisman Trophy, and he
might have
wasn't
had the
the
greatest-
college
the
football.
best athletes in the
college
draft.
football. He was not the best athlete in the draft.
I'm not
He
saying
ran
he
a
was like
4.7
number
at
one.
Huh?
I wasn't saying that but he was one of the best athletes in the draft. He was, bro. He put up record of numbers in his
he was playing
runs
what?
and
He was playing quarterback, right?
they begged
He
him to
couldn't
play
throw.
tight end. CJ, they
They
begged this
did,
man,
and he did it.
Hey,
And
just
that's what I'm
remember,
trying to say.
Tim
Ultimately,
Tebow
he's a
beat
circus,
the Pittsburgh
bro.
Steelers in the playoffs
Okay.
with a slant route.
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah,
I
Demarius Thomas one now. We gonna move to the.
I got a next one for y'all though. Ready? So
Goodness
this one's interesting. So a member of the Denver Broncos team injured himself after working out on an off-site facility. Right? The team released that player has been, released, and then they're not obligated to pay him because that injury happened off-site. Should the Broncos pay up? What does this mean? What does this mean, Corey?
First off, the man, I ain't gonna call him Cheddar Bob, but for this situation, he is Cheddar Bob because he hurt himself when he could have just. The answer to your question is no. The Broncos don't owe this man a dime. According to the CBA collective bargaining agreement, they don't owe this man. You have a facility where you can go work out. You have times where you can go out work out with the team, who they pay for the trainers, they pay for the doctors, they pay for everything. And maybe it's part of your salary. You have to give a couple of them ducats and stuff like that. But they have that facility, and their one thing is, come work out in our house because then we can look after you. And if it happens in our house, we have the insurance and everything else to help you pay for it, to keep you on the roster. But you want to go out and they say he's working out. I don't know your situation, man. If you're working out and it happened, this is just unfortunate anyway. But at the same time, you have the facilities. It's not like you have to work out somewhere else. You have the facilities. Go use the facilities. So if I'm the Broncos organization, I'm still a business. That essentially we're saying something like, if the McDonald's employee, if I said you got burned at McDonald's, I'll pay for your medical
McDonald's
bills.
into this.
I'm just bringing McDonald's. Sorry, but if McDonald's says, hey, you get burned on the job at McDonald's, I got you. Then your ass went home and try to cook a burger and put your hand in the grease, and you begging McDonald's to give you money because you work for McDonald's. Come on, bro. They're like, no, I was practicing my burger flip so I can flip burgers better at McDonald's. McDonald's said, well, if you're going to do that, you should practice it at our facility. That's what he should have done. So the Broncos don't owe this man a dime. It's tough, but it is what it is.
Does anyone think that, maybe it's a little extreme? Like, does anyone think that maybe, they give so much of their body, their time to this team, and then they just cut you off like that? Luis?
So yeah, you just kind of echoed the point that I'm trying to make is players are watching, and the biggest criticism or kind of the skepticism around this is how they defined an off-site injury. And Jawan James opted out of the 2020 season because of COVID, and then now he's foregoing another season because of an injury. There's also an element playing that the Broncos might go after their the $3 million signing bonus that they already gave to him, and that's where it's getting a little bit touchy, where policy and litigation is getting in the way of the relationship between the player and the team. Because in reality, if this was Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, it would be a completely different conversation. It would be, okay, let's go ahead and sit down. Let's go ahead and do some treatment. Because at the end of the day, the more valuable you are to the team, the more likely they're willing to overlook certain things. So we're looking at, the inequality some of these players have within the league and the pick and choose based on just your talent. I'm sorry, it's completely unfortunate, but I do agree. The Broncos don't deserve to pay this man. If they want to do what's right or morally right, not the obligations of the contract, go ahead and pay the man. If you feel that he can be an asset next season, go ahead and do it. But the Broncos feel that that's not the case. That's why they're cutting him. So it's really unfortunate. It's really context that with 2020 and even now, it's sad. It's a sad story.
Devonte?
The human resources knowledge in me, cough, HR. Yeah, dude ain't getting that check. Gotta go. You got hurt on the offsite. It happens, but sadly, this one is more, breaking news, I guess. And I kind of definitely agree more with on Luis's point. If this was Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes type money, you not cutting him, or that this type of caliber of a player, you're not cutting him. But because this is an offensive tackle who not only opted out last season, but you just got hurt offside of the Broncos facility, we ain't seen you in almost 2 years, dog. They letting you go. And so as a fan, it definitely sucks though. I'm just yo, that's just not fair. But on the professional side of the sport, and working for or not really the NFL, but just I guess if the National Football League Player Association or whatever, they're probably might be trying to help him out, but I just definitely don't see how that's going to work out for him personally. I just don't know what he's going to really do on that side of trying to keep that money, even though he's gave his body, like Bree was saying from the jump, they sacrificed so much. He's given so much to this team, even didn't really risk his body for COVID to, put himself in that season. He opted out. It's just so much he's been through that he does deserve that contract. And so that's the fan in me, give it to him. But as the understanding of what human resources, ground rules, you hurt off site, you don't deserve it. So I don't know. It's a really sticky situation.
But what does that mean? Kind of what y'all are saying with, these big names. So what happens, when it gets further, a big name, gets injured, and then it kind of blows up and creates this controversy of okay, well, you did this to. So where does that leave us in the future? What will this set a precedent, you think, maybe, CJ?
Ooh. I'll say this, and this is something that it's one of those questions where we all actually bottom line agree, right? The Broncos are not obligated to pay him legally. They're not obligated to pay this man. And you know what? It's not the Broncos' fault. It's the NFL's player union, because they let this get negotiated into the last CBA. And this is something that has continuously been an issue with the current head of the NFL Players Union, DeMarcus Smith, who has, for some reason or not, always been a detriment to the players' cause, right? He's the person who's voicing the players' cause, but always concedes that last-minute effort and gives up more than what he should. And situations like this will happen. I'm going to say this too. Devonte, you brought up a point about would this happen? And Bree, you're talking about the bigger names, the Mahomes, the Aaron Rodgers. Would this happen to them? No, because in their contracts, they negotiated guaranteed money, right? There's no way that a $40 million a year player didn't negotiate probably around $30 million to $60 million into this original framework of the deal. And so no, this wouldn't happen to them because it would never be negotiated like that. Their agents are too smart. Now, someone who, is a roster tweener, might not make it, might make it each year, depends on how he plays in training camp and et cetera, et cetera. This is really sad to see because he has continuously looked after his own health up until, stopping, not being in the NFL season last year because of COVID. And then to me, training for the NFL season, even if it was off-site, training for an NFL season and ultimately getting hurt. It's really unfortunate, but it's not on the Broncos. And at the end of the day, the team's going to always do what the team needs to do for the team, not the player. That's just kind of how it always has been. So
I want to add to CJ because this is extremely important. So y'all remember the year before when the Ravens and Earl Thomas had that whole situation, and basically they're taking a page from the Ravens playbook saying, hey, the guaranteed money is only applicable if it's skilled injury or the cap space. I mean, but it's not going towards it. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut you. And Earl Thomas is a big name. Yeah. So for the Ravens to also do that, I mean, but it's also a defensive player. The receivers, running back, well, quarterbacks, I should say, are the ones that always get the shine.
I know one thing. I seen a tweet that surfaced where they was just like, NFL players, future draft picks, pay attention, get all your money.
Now.
Start working on your contracts
Guaranteed,
and everything.
bro.
So
Sign
get a
and
guarantee, fellas. Take care of yourselves.
Because they going to cut your ass.
Ooh, real quick.
Like,
Real quick.
Oh, buddy, when he thought he got cut at the when he pulled up to the Jets facility.
Oh,
He was
bro,
like,
Hard Knocks.
They cut me?
Man.
Yeah, they cut me. I guess I got cut. Sorry, but you got to go.
Yeah, man.
So next we have Alex Rodriguez is now the owner of the T-Wolves. Are they making a comeback? CJ, start us off.
I mean, you can't go lower than the bottom, bro. I mean, I'm sorry, you can't go any lower than where you already at, and they're pretty damn low. 32 seasons in the NBA, 9 of them have been in the playoffs. They have a sub 400 win-loss record. I mean, what else can you really do? I think the biggest change that's happening is an ownership shift. When owners take over teams, it seems to get like different mentalities onto the players, different messaging, maybe some new staff members coming in. I don't think the coach is in danger of being replaced because he's actually had a really nice end of the year. He kind of flipped it from where it was at. And they have some nice pieces. They're probably going to lose Karl Anthony Towns at some point in the next couple of years. I don't think that he's a long-term player for them. But I mean, the T-Wolves haven't really been the best team in the league ever, even when they had the big ticket. And that's kind of where I'm at with this. I think that they weren't the best. They had, okay, first off, if you're looking at me and telling me that the T-Wolves were the best team in the league when Kobe Bryant was around, I'm sorry. I don't believe you. Yes, they had some runs and they had some good years, but they were not the best team in the league every single year they were playing. And I think that's the ultimate point that I want to make is that, rebounding from where they're at now is not hard to do. You gotta get to the playoffs maybe like 2 to 3 years in a 5-year span, and people are like, they've had a good turnaround the past couple of years. So I think it's a good move. I think I'm actually kind of excited because Anthony Edwards, low key, rookie of the year.
I don't even know who I want to talk next. Cori, Devonte, y'all both seem very.
Listen. First off, the answer to your question: are they making a comeback? No. Timberwolves are trash. They're gonna be trash. Just put that out there. They're in the Western Conference until they land some huge marquee player, and I'm talking about bigger than Anthony Edwards, and they have good coaching, and they have to play with some consistency. It's the only way they're gonna start to come back. But the disrespect. So here's what I'll say. You said on a consistent basis they've never been the best team. Okay, yes. What I heard first was that they weren't the best team like ever during that run. There was a time, bro, 2003. Nah, you're right. But I'm just going to let people know that my boy KG just went to the Hall of Fame. In the 03-04 season when he was the MVP, they were number 1 in the West. And they did a damn good job. And they lost to a good-ass Kobe Bryant team.
MVPs too.
Right, exactly. So I'm not saying the Timberwolves can't be that, but that was like a scary time back then. The NBA was a different league. In the league now, when you're talking about going to a place like Minnesota, who's trying to go to Minnesota, bro? When you got sunny LA, you got the ladies in Miami, okay? You got the Mecca in New York, whether it be Brooklyn or in the Garden. You're not trying to go to Minnesota. So I kind of think that, like, unless you have a team that you built kind of like it's Oakland's team, you know, Minnesota's kind of done. They're going to be, at best, they'll be Portland. At best, they'll be Portland. That's how I feel.
But
Okay, Luis, I gotta know what you're thinking. Sorry, CJ. 1 second. Luis made a face. I have to know.
I honestly believe the Timberwolves might move away from Minnesota.
I hope so.
Awesome.
I hope so.
There's been rumors on Seattle. I think you touching up on the
hell
market. Seattle's wanting an NBA team. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it might not happen.
No. I want Seattle to have a team. I don't want it to be Minnesota.
It ain't about to be the Seattle Thunders.
I don't want the Thunder either. Trash ass. Go ahead.
But yeah, I think it's early in leadership. It's, you're not trying to shake the vote. Minnesota's very proud of the Timberwolves. Is their fan base is loyal. So I think they might try to move. A-Rod is a good businessman. He making good deals. So, but Timberwolves making a comeback? I'm sorry. They just not gonna have. Anthony Edwards is an electrifying rookie, and I think that he's gonna be rookie of the year. But I just don't think that they just have the pieces needed to make a playoff push or even be in the play-in tournament to get into the playoffs. So they're a couple lottery picks away from being a complete team.
Devonte.
First off, LaMelo Ball. That's all I'm gonna say. Second, I do like how you made it spicy though by saying they might move. That's different because at first I rest my case. Minnesota about to miss out on the Cade Cunningham experience. I feel like he probably going to Houston, not Minnesota. They have missed on a couple of draft picks. Anthony Edwards was really nice. Cat's nice as well, but he's gonna be leaving. That's crazy how you're saying that, CJ, because my boy Steph said that, and I just didn't think that. Like, why would you let go of one of your franchise players, but when you get Anthony Edwards, another franchise player, that makes sense. I just don't. I don't see nobody wanting to go there unless they make a big move. Like, and A-Rod would be that person to do something like that. Like, what a splash! Like that would like legit change everything for that franchise. It's Minnesota, like, period. It's Minnesota. And sorry to disrespect you, Lou, but it's Minnesota, bro. I don't know what else to really say. Dope jerseys though, neon green and stuff, man, it's so cool. But
that's
like,
disrespectful. Laker fans be so uppity sometimes.
Ain't nobody trying to play there, bro. Ain't nobody trying to play there. It kind of makes me think like who wanted to play for New England at the time, like long ago, because it's cold. It's supposed to be, Boston is just basketball at that time back in those days, but somehow they got that player. Is Anthony Edwards going to be that down the line? We don't know. I got my boy LaMelo still ruling rookie of the year, by the way. But I definitely think if they move, it would be something major. So that would be pretty cool. But no, they're not coming back right now.
All right.
Forever.
All right. I'll counter to this one point. And this is essentially, Corey, the only thing is I'm saying they don't need to be top of the league like they were when they had KG. They just have to make the playoffs. They just have to make the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen within the next 2-3 years. I do believe it's going to take some further tanking to get to that point. But I don't know. I feel like I love Luis's point about them possibly leaving. Because if y'all haven't noticed, the past decade, the Timberwolves have been in sub 20 of attendance in their games in league. And so like it's like begging the NBA to pull them from that franchise and take them somewhere else.
And the NBA is looking to expand. So I know that they're looking to say, if you want to go to a different state that may not have an NBA team, let's go ahead and have those conversations. Now, because he just stepped into leadership, I'm sure, he's just like, hey, let's go through a couple of seasons, and then, hey, it's not working. Let's go ahead and dip.
I heard that the pandemic put a pause on the expansion because it was in the works pretty quick, and we got hit with that tragedy and still are. But we, like Luis just said, it's probably going to be a couple years before A-Rod start making those moves. But if he go off jump, whew. Maybe
A-Rod loves Las Vegas. A-Rod loves Las Vegas.
That's also been in the Twitter sphere.
Wow. Vegas is a smart move.
What about the playoffs? So LeBron returns, but the Lakers probably in the plans. Who has the easiest path to the finals, y'all? Corey?
Oh, wow.
First off, we're not gonna refer to him as LeBron. I will refer to him as the King. The King is back. He came in, did his thing, and people. It's nice to see that people still recognize, like, oh, Bron is back. The King is back. I got to get back on my game. I think the play-in for them should be actually good because I want to get AD and the King some reps. So I think that the play-in should be good. They're still my lock to get to the finals from the West, and then I'm just praying and hoping that the beast on the other side, maybe there's some injuries or just people get sick or something. I don't know. But here's what I will say: the easiest path for me from the West, I'm gonna say the Mavericks, and here's why I'll say the Mavericks is because, and I know it sounds weird because the first thing you play is the Clippers. I don't believe in the Clippers like everybody believes in the Clippers. I do not. That's just me. I don't believe in the Clippers the way that everybody does. First off, you have to take into account playoff P.
Stop it.
Regular season P has been playing. But playoff P is going to be hitting the side of the backboard again. So if they play them first round, because if the Mavericks can get past the Clippers first round, I think they can roll some momentum. I think everybody else's road to the finals is tougher than the Mavericks road playing the Clippers first. I think, to me, that's just me. The Clippers win. The Clippers go to the playoffs. Whoever the Clippers playing in the first round, they're going 6 games. The Clippers aren't 1-5. They're going 6 or 7 games. So I think that's going to end up being the Mavericks, and the Mavericks going to have the easiest route because also nobody's looking for the Mavericks to be in the finals. So people will also downplay them.
Luis? What do you think?
That was a lot.
That was
a lot.
LeBron,
I was
refer to the King.
Honestly,
Refer to the King.
My team, so I was like,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Corey, you said a lot there, man. You said a lot there. Clippers are beating Dallas. That's just gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Put some money on it.
All right, bet.
Not on live, yo.
Vegas.
Yeah, we in Vegas.
The Lakers, listen, I genuinely think that the play-in tournament's gonna hinder them. They're gonna get past. I genuinely believe the Lakers are gonna be the 8th seed. I think they might lose one of the games in the play-in tournament, and
it would be the Warriors that they're playing first.
Yeah. So I think the Warriors might win that game. Steph just dropped 46. I mean, legend.
The Warriors play who?
Play
The Lakers
in the play-in.
in the play-in tournament. So,
but
And
you said that they're gonna beat.
lose?
yes, I think
It's
the
a
Lakers.
one game. It's a one game.
It's one
situation.
game, bro.
And y'all not betting on the King?
Oh
No.
my god!
Stop it. You're a
One
LeBron.
game, I got LeBron.
I understand, bro. Like you're the biggest LeBron fan I've ever met, bro. Listen,
Vegas.
I'm telling
Put some
you,
money
bro.
on that one too.
I'm telling you, I think Golden State might win the first game. I think Golden State's really hot right now. And I think the Lakers are in jeopardy of ruining LeBron's playoff record of never losing in the first round because of injuries. So we have to take into consideration these things. Like LeBron is great. Is the team ready and healthy to take on the road of the playoffs? And that's a big question mark. We've only seen one game. There were spectacular dunks. There was plays that were there, but there was also a lot of mistakes that were made. They're rusty. They need to work together. It's a team sport. LeBron can only do so much. Now, he can do a lot, though. I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. I think he's the greatest of all time.
Devonte, you agree?
He disrespecting my Lakers with the Warriors though. Like, no. LeBron
He a
in the
fan.
playoff. I'm telling you, I was at the shop the other day, and the fellas was basically saying LeBron is cooking right now, bro. He's just trying to heal up because when this playoff, the GOAT James really comes out, bro, it's about to be completely different. I do agree to an extent about the injuries really hurting us. It's scary, it really is, but it's challenging other players like THT, dang, I just forgot his name. Andre Drummond to step up and actually play Kyle Kuzma when he's not injured to make more of a big role that we really, really, really need at this moment to step up and be effective in the playoffs. I definitely don't think we got the easiest path because of the injuries. I'm gonna probably give that to, I don't know, maybe the Nets because they always have the easiest path, but because they got a super team. But honestly, I definitely feel like we can find our way up there. LeBron is. I wasn't personally agreeing with LeBron getting all these reps right now because the injuries is just so scary. LeBron's hurting himself walking down the court, it seems like, because the man needs rest, but he does need to get some game time in before we get to the playoffs, and so far it's working out. He had a great game. Shout out to the 24-8 stat line. That was pretty dope, but I definitely think that we are going to have our struggles, but Go James is going to come out on top, period.
CJ, easiest path to the finals?
All right, first off, who owns the longest win streak in the NBA right now? Anybody? It'd be the Golden State Warriors at 6 games.
The Lakers right behind with 4.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Yes, the Lakers are right behind them. So that game is going to be a lot more contested than everybody's going to make it out to be. To be honest with you, I don't think the Warriors are going to take them in one, but I could see it happening. I don't disagree that Steph may just mess around and drop a 60-point on somebody's head just in the playoffs or play-ins, and that's why the play-ins are so fun right now, because it's like Steph may end up ruining it for everybody's perception of what the playoffs might be, because he's that great. But I don't know, when I look at the playoff picture and I actually kind of start breaking it down, bro, nobody has an easy path. Even if the Nets win, which they're obvious, I think they're going to win that first round. It's obvious. The next round, they're going to be playing the Bucks. That's not a shoe-in game. Yes, Bucks have a terrible second-round playoff history. I ain't going to try to hide that. But they have Drew Holiday this year, and he's a player who can defend. I'm trying to say. He's a player who can defend the 1 through 4 pretty effectively. And then you have Giannis, who can defend the 1 through 5. Probably one of the best in the league at defending at that. And you end up start looking at the chemistry of the Nets and saying, can they continuously put together a cohesive performance? They could have the individual spotlights for sure, 100%, no doubt. But it may be a more difficult series than what people make it out to be. If I'm going to guess who has the easiest path, it's the number 1 seed, and it's the 76ers. It's the 76ers to me. Because you play right out the gate, either between, the Pacers or the Hornets, or the loser between the Celtics and the Wizards. And all of those games to me look like cake for them, bro. It ain't going to be hard to me in any of those games, right? You get to the second round and you playing the Knicks or the Hawks, 2 amazingly turned around teams this year. Those are the 2 comeback teams of the year, hands down. No cap outside of the Suns. I don't want to be remiss and give out the Suns because Monty Williams deserves Coach of the Year, 100%. But the 76ers ain't messing around with that game scenario either. I think they take that. And then you go to the finals and you have to play probably a Nets team who, again, cohesiveness, long stretches in the playoff, that might not pan out for them for this year. And goes into my overall point that I said the past couple of weeks. I don't think the Nets are going to get to the finals because they've only ever played a few games together this year. And that's what worries me. They have the talent and they have the prestige. But don't act like James Harden isn't someone who also does not always have the best end to playoff series. His history in the playoffs is not something that is really amazing to talk about, right? Everybody remembers who's always sending them home. It's the boys in Portland who tend to end that fantasy for them every year. So I don't know, man. It feels like a very interesting year to me. I could see who has an easy path. I don't think the perception of the Nets sweeping everybody to the finals is a legit thing, but I definitely think we might see the 76ers surprise us this year. You know what I'm saying? Trust the process.
Y'all can definitely probably quote me on this later, but I'm telling you, y'all need to stop sleeping, bro. They plotting. The Nets are plotting. I'm telling you, bro. Just
Kyrie gonna have first quarter. James Harden gonna have the second quarter. KD gonna have 3 and 4, and that's it. That's the formula for the finals.
They about to cook.
James Harden.
It's about to be so scary.
It's about to be the glue between KD and Kyrie, bro. It's when James is on the court, man. It is so scary to watch the Nets play. It is so scary, and I just don't see a team just matching up to that.
Who's their best interior defender? If your answer is James Harden, you have an issue.
They can win from the three, bro. That's all they.
They can win if they have the offensive stroke. But here's my problem. Here's my problem with that.
Without the paint.
You are acting like playoff basketball is the same as regular season basketball. It is not. It is tighter. It is more competitive. It is more physical, and that is what's going to be the detriment of the Nets. They do not.
Paul George.
They do not have an interior defender who can compete against Embiid or the bigs on the Knicks or even Giannis. In the second round, it's going to be a very difficult matchup for them. Like, don't get me wrong. They're going to win, but they're not going to have a fun series. They're going to have a really tough series to me. So you continuously say, yes, they can win from the offensive powers, but that's not what playoff basketball in the NBA is. It always gets diluted because the defensive players, the defensive teams, they take that step up and they end up, most times than not, getting to the finals. The only counter to that is the Warriors, but like, come on now. They had the best shooter in the history of the league. They don't have, all the rest of that shit. You know what I mean? So
Brooklyn is second in the league with 3-point shooting as a team right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly,
playoff basketball about to be scary.
4-3.
All right, y'all. Let's go to our third quarter. So, fact or cap. This is my favorite part of the
Let's go.
game. So first one we have is LaMelo Ball is the rookie of the year. Fact or cap? CJ.
Cap.
Corey.
Cap. Whoa. Let me get my cap because I just said cap. I need to give the argument real quick. The reason why is that I think it's going to be a co-rookie of the year.
Friendship.
I think LaMelo Ball overall has had a better year, but he had the injury that took him out for a couple weeks, and that's what ultimately is why he's not winning it outright. Anthony Edwards, since the All-Star break, has had a tremendous season, which has been the bulk of the season pretty much. And so to me, like, you can't take one or the other this year. Like, Anthony Edwards is the most dynamic, prolific scorer in the league, and LaMelo Ball is the most complete rookie that has come into the league this year.
Bad, bro. Go ahead.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Am I saying something weird?
Bro? Yeah, you
got it.
Well, how am I saying something weird? I said Anthony Edwards is the most prolific scorer right now from the rookie class. I meant the rookie class. Sorry, not in the league. Okay. I said in the league. Oh, my bad. I meant the rookie class. No, I'm sorry.
Can we define prolific real quick?
Prolific? What do you mean?
Nipsey Hussle.
What does it mean to you?
The rookie class, he has averaged 24 points per game. He has the only 2 40-point games in the league for the rookies. He is absolutely the most prolific scorer of the rookie class. Now, if you want to talk to me about who is probably going to be averaging the triple doubles, it looks like LaMelo obviously is the person who's going to round that. He has the higher rebound percentage. He is the best passer in the rookie class. Absolutely, no argument to that. But when it comes to like their teams and where they're at, yes, LaMelo got the jump, and the playoffs is not there for them. But he was gone for like 3 weeks, bro, and they were doing fine to the point where they still kept track for the playoffs. So I think it's like A or B. They're both a good answer to me. Like, that's all I'm saying.
How much is he averaging, CJ?
Oh,
you said he was averaging 24?
He's averaging 24 points per game, yes.
Over the last couple of games.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the season, which is what Rookie of the Year means.
Hold on.
Because if it is the season, it's only 19.2. So that foul this man.
Fouled
immediately.
Foul this man. Because that's why we needed to define what prolific is. Let me explain to you why LaMelo Ball is the Rookie of the Year. It is fact.
Fact.
The 1 month he was out is the only month where he has not won Rookie of the Month. It's the only month he hasn't. If you look at the other region for Rookie of the Month, Anthony Edwards has only won 2 of them.
I wasn't.
Halliburton has won the other 2. So it's not close. Also, look how far in the field goal percentage is Anthony Edwards' stat. It's in the dumpster. My man is not he's not a prolific scorer. He's just scoring the rock. He's just scoring. LaMelo scoring 15 points a game, and you're telling me 4 points as who is LaMelo's playing point guard, who is supposed to be assisting the team and dishing out stuff, which is why
not
his
in this
assist is
year,
high.
not in this modern NBA model. Do not be
okay.
bringing up the point guard as the major assist man only type. They're more likely.
I'm not
than
saying
not
he's
the
an
biggest
assist game
scorers in the
only,
league
but if we're
nowadays.
looking at Anthony Edwards, guess Anthony Edwards is averaging 2.9 assists a game, and LaMelo Ball's
who is he
averaging
passing
6.
to? He passing.
That's my point. My point is
in the middle. That's it.
LaMelo is not only passing the rock and stealing the rock, and yeah, he's turning that bitch over too. But he's not only doing all of those things, he's also scoring. He's only 4 points behind when he was off a month. There's no way he's not the Rookie of the Year.
Hold on, that's an average. Don't be bringing up averages like that. It doesn't, just because he's played less games doesn't mean that the average somehow bumps up or go different.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is he could it not be though that if he played more games, he would score more points and he could have pushed his average up? Is that possible? Very much so possible.
The only thing I gotta say to this is, again, the only person who has had a 40-point game in the league for the rookies has had 2 of them, and his name is Anthony Edwards. So that's my ultimate point. I was wrong on the overall average season. That's my bad.
Well,
That's nice.
he's
Because I saw the wrong thing.
LaMelo is a much more valuable piece to his team. He's playing better. His team is playing better. So it's a shoe-in for me. This is fact. Whoever
I think
next can go.
the team is well built around LaMelo though too. To be honest,
Miles Bridges
the
out
Wolves
there
ain't
balling
shit.
too.
The Wolves ain't shit, bro.
Please,
That ain't
fact or
LaMelo
cap?
fault.
I think it's cap. I think, you missed 21 games. You missed part of the season. You were present. I think LaMelo is going to win, and here's why. And because the NBA loves people in winning teams.
Wait, then that would have been fact, right?
Listen, bro. What you doing?
I'm just saying that would mean
You
fact,
just
right?
said what?
No, you said cap.
I did say cap.
You mean fact?
No. Listen, how you going to tell me what I'm trying to mean?
Wait, hold on.
Why are you
said LaMelo's
confused in
gonna
this
be-
situation?
I'm confused too, bro, because the question is LaMelo going to win Rookie of the Year? You said cap, and then you say he think
No,
he
listen,
time
time out. Okay, let me clarify then. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm so confused.
That's all CJ was doing.
Hold on.
I was almost saying.
My bad. Hold on. Anthony Edwards should win the
Oh, okay.
The Rookie of the Year.
Now we on the same page. Yeah.
should win the Rookie of the Year. LaMelo has missed 21 games. That team is better built than the Timberwolves. I believe Anthony Edwards is a better productive piece to the Timberwolves.
Wow.
What are y'all talking about? Prolific and productive. What is productive?
I didn't say productive.
So I would also-
don't
Hold
quote
on,
that.
he's
I said
averaging
prolific
15,
scorer.
6, and 6, bro. Great rookie point guard numbers. Great. I'm not denying. But this man is breaking franchise records.
What record would that be?
The most 40-point games. Oh no, not most. I'm sorry. Let me pull up the stat sheet real quick for y'all.
I don't think he answered the question personally.
All right, man.
he
Go ahead,
said
Devonte.
cap.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead,
He
bro.
said cap. Yeah, Devonte.
Go ahead, bro.
No. I want to know what you gotta say, Devonte.
I mean, I rest my case.
Should we ask?
Corey-
Okay. LaMelo
Yeah,
Ball.
I rest my case. LaMelo Ball is hands down Rookie of the Year, bro. The man could have missed 25. Maybe that's it. Can't go over 30. The man could have missed 25 games, bro. He's winning that. The numbers don't lie. The man has literally dang near feel like he changed the franchise, bro. He's brought attention to Charlotte. How am I wrong on that? Y'all giving me this look
I'm
from my
not
from my
saying
Spotify
you wrong,
followers
but act
and
like
my
the
Apple
team
followers. You
wasn't-
can't see it right now yet. But why are you giving me this look that he has not changed Charlotte? We know the Charlotte freaking Hornets now. Like, they've been a franchise, but they're way more popular now because of LaMelo Ball, bro. And I'm not trying to say the Rookie of the Year is a popularity contest to an extent.
I'm about
but
to.
come on, bro. Charlotte's
on,
popping
bro.
now because of LaMelo Ball.
Bree, hit the ding ding. I need to go ahead and get some. Okay,
Oh,
first
my God.
off,
Let's go.
let me go ahead and say this. To your point that he's made Charlotte more of a franchise. Yes, in the short term because he has Ball as his last name. In the short term. But it's still owned by Michael Jordan. All right? It's still the Charlotte Hornets. All right? Don't
Who
act
had
like
big
no one's
garbage?
going to. And every single year we still talk about him, bro.
No,
It's
we
not like
don't.
we don't talk about it. Yes, we do.
Who was
Yes, we
talking
do.
about
They're
the
always a
Hornets?
comment, bro. They're always in the conversation
Oh
of like,
my
What
God.
no, wait, hold on.
conversation?
Listen. They always are talked about still. When's the last time?
We
When
never
is the
talk about
last
the
time?
Hornets.
When? Who?
I ain't never been in a conversation
Since-
anywhere
You
in my
telling me? You
life.
telling me in our group
Since
chat when
Chris
we be
Paul.
texting, we never talked about the Hornets.
When the
Since
Hornets
Chris
were in
Paul.
New Orleans is when we talk about the Hornets. Since they've been in Charlotte,
Chris Paul.
we ain't never talked about the Hornets.
First off, I don't
Not
think
the
we've been friends since-
Bobcats.
I don't think we've been friends since they were.
Okay,
I don't think we've been friends since
in
they were in New
barbershops, in grocery stores,
With the
in the
football
dining
team,
hall.
Let
with
me
the
finish
football
my
team.
dang point.
we do not
bruh.
talk about
No,
the
we
Hornets.
were.
First off, let me
No.
go ahead. Let me go ahead. Y'all sitting here missing over the fact that he missed 21 games.
Thank
So-
you.
In a
Thank
shortened year.
Thank
In a
you.
shortened year.
Thank
you.
And they
72
make the
total
playoffs. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He missed 21 games in
And
a
we're-
shortened year, and his team still was able to get to a playoff
And
position
Anthony
before
Edwards
he
had-
came back.
Anthony Edwards had 2 40-point games, and they still at the bottom of the conference.
Yeah, but again,
Thank you.
My point
and
on
mind
that-
you, no disrespect to Anthony, bro. He's put in his work to get to where he is now. But the man wasn't starting at first. So wasn't LaMelo. But LaMelo quickly got in the rotation, very quickly.
Because he
It
came
was,
out.
it was at a point in time. Anthony Edwards only had 4 points, bro. It was
Okay.
starting out. LaMelo
And
came out
honestly,
hooping.
You kind of, I think that makes a point to itself that the fact that he may have started out with the 4-point per game outlook initially has changed it to be the top leading scorer in the rookie class.
He's a
you telling me?
crescendo.
You're telling me?
with the
You are
worst
telling
field
me.
goal percentage. He's a Russell
Yes, because
Westbrook.
who else is shooting the ball, Corey?
That's my
Don't
point.
Who else is
disrespect
shooting
Russell
the
Westbrook.
ball?
That's my
Yo.
point.
You wild.
We gotta get up off of this. Because my
That-
Get
that-
us,
point
Bree.
is,
Get us, Bree.
We
Get
have
us,
more controversial things.
Come
now.
on.
Okay, so next one is Disney and the Liga merger. Will it increase viewership, popularity of soccer in the USA? Fact or cap? Devonte, start us out.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say blue.
Pass.
Yeah, big pass. I ain't gonna count.
I want to go with this one too. Go ahead, Louis.
No, I think it's great. I think it's great. Like ESPN is, signed this long-term contract up to 2028/29. Messi is still one of the premier players in La Liga. We're gonna see Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona FC, and ESPN already has Bundesliga, which is the German league. They already have some contracts with the English league, with the FA Cup, which Chelsea lost. They have Serie A games. I've been watching Ronaldo all season. So now you have the biggest stars, and the US has access to them through ESPN. That's going to drive up the subscription memberships. And then on top of that beautiful bundle that they have, they're going to increase the Hulu viewerships too. I think it's a great thing. La Liga is one of the most popular leagues in the world. And to finally be able to go log into my ESPN Plus rather than finding a link. I think it's gonna be great. So the little kid in me is really excited to finally just see soccer where it needs to be, man. It's right in front of me. So
Yeah, Corey, fact or cap?
I want this to be fact. I think it's cap though. I love Luis is the one who put me on to soccer. I ain't even gonna front. I love it now, and I feel the same way. I gotta look for my links to watch some of my teams and matches, but I think he even made a point. And when he said, "Now I don't have to look for a link. I can just sign into the subscription." That's not an increased viewership. All you did was transfer platforms. The only way that we in America are going to increase viewership is if somehow we change the culture to where Americans are enjoying the game of soccer. Like,
Facts.
To my point to that though, like accessibility has to will change the culture. Because that's the lack of access and the lack of training and development compared to other European countries.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that.
I think Cori said the same thing.
Really?
Right.
I think the same thing. Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. I think that the access has potential. Right? No, you're good. I think the access has potential to increase that. But think about it like this, bro. You have to think about how arrogant Americans are, right? I'm not going to get into something new if I don't know who the people are. Like, I know some of the big names, but does that really push me? When I start seeing American soccer players who are great enough to be up there with the people who we already talk about, big names, when the men's teams are going, and the women's teams, what they're already doing, but when the men's teams also are going in the World Cups and kicking ass, that's when we'll start to see that increase. When our own league starts to get the viewership increase, I think is when we'll start to get some increase. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Because just to be honest with you, bro, we suck at soccer. We suck, bro.
Nationally, the
women's,
MLS Cup, the MLS
men's,
League.
Men suck at soccer. The women,
We be specific, but I'm saying that because the viewership really is driven by the men's sports because they bring in the money, right? Yeah. That's the thing, and then they put it behind a paywall. So yes, they're gonna show the big games on ESPN, but people aren't going to buy ESPN Plus just to see soccer games. If you have to find a link, and first off, you found a link for free, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question real quick. You found it for free the first time. Thank you. You found a link for free. Why are you paying for ESPN Plus? Because the link's still going to be there when ESPN Plus is there.
The commentary.
Now I get to actually understand what's going on.
Yeah, I'm about to say ESPN is pretty difficult to kind of pull their streams.
Unless
it's like someone putting a camera to it. Yeah, but it's like someone putting a camera to it and streaming off their phone or something like that. It's not really like down.
But I don't know. I'll be seeing that all the time. You get on Facebook, but go ahead, CJ. Fact or cap? I want it to be fact. I think it's cap. But.
I will say a couple of things. First, fact to me that it will increase viewerships and definitely would give us a more understanding. Because one thing is for certain, La Liga is run by one team and they more than a club. And that's all I gotta say about that. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Stop it. Foul this man right now.
Hey, difference of fandoms. That's all it is.
La Liga is one of the closest title races right now, bro. CJ.
Different fandoms, but I digress. So no, yeah, I love the sport of soccer. I've always been someone who has watched soccer and continuously has put my dollars into the sport of soccer. I wanted to, and I believe that it was. Bro, I played soccer since I was like 5. Like, that's not cap. That's just my life.
Well, I understand that, but you ain't have to say I put my money into the sport.
I put my money into it. I actually do. I do. I have subscriptions. I got the FUBU, the subscriptions to watch some Premier League action, some La Liga.
So who are you saying is who runs La Liga, bro?
Bro, I just say more than a club. If you don't know that saying, then you don't know
I
soccer
want, but everybody else don't know that saying. Everybody else don't know. Our listeners may not.
Listen, man, it might not be it might be this coming season, but
Atletico Madrid on top. But anyway, go ahead.
I understand that.
That's Corey's favorite team, to be honest.
Disagreeing with you,
Facts.
bro.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Whatever. We're not arguing who's in the standards right now. We're asking about the viewerships, and look, this discussion is enough of the point itself. Is that we're actually talking about La Liga right now in America. Now, I agree with Corey's initial point that our leagues need to get better. But how do you get better? Competition. We have not been able to see these leagues on USA primetime television in the way that we possibly haven't been able to see with MLS and stuff like that. Yes, we see the Champions Cups. Yes, we see, the big, the El Clasico and all that stuff like that. But like, that's not, to me, what we need to see. We need to see every team play. We need to see all of the fandoms in La Liga. No, we don't get to see that all the time. I'm people making faces, but we don't. We don't.
Who needs to see that? The professional teams are watching them. You say we need competition.
I understand that, but that's what I'm trying to say, bro. Trust me.
Technically,
it's a competitive sport. What I'm trying to say is that when you have a competition in your area, your network, right? You are going to have to step up. You're going to have to get players. You got to continue. And MLS has grown exponentially in the past 5 years, right?
That's true.
Have y'all seen Cincinnati's new stadium?
Yes.
It's beautiful. Austin's new stadium. It's beautiful. These teams are getting the funds and starting to be provided with the access to what they need to grow. But they need competition now, because right now the only soccer really that you be able to see every single time is on FS1 Sports or NBCS, and all them abstract, not like direct local channels. You know what I'm trying to say? Now we get to see it on ABC, right? You gonna wake up and watch soccer on the weekends, and that's something that not a lot of Americans have been able to see or do. So that's my point to this. Ultimately,
it's your fact,
is that
right?
It's a fact. It's a fact. Yeah.
So this next one I know is going to be a little bit, so I'm going to cut this one off just because it's going to rile some people up. I'm probably going to put a timer on it. Not going to lie. You already know.
She's just talking about CJ, to be honest with you. We not going to get riled up.
So we'll leave CJ. We'll leave
CJ.
CJ to the end.
Thank you.
Devonte, Cowboys are overhyped. Fact or cap?
Ooh, that is a shockingly cap. I will say cap. Yes, I will say cap. They're not there. This is, bro. The reason why I will say cap, because I know everybody was expecting the fact I cannot stand the Dallas Cowboys, but this is a cap because they have struggled. What are you hyped about? Me personally. What can they even get hyped about? What can the Cowboys express? Like, hey, yo, Super Bowl contenders. I feel like if you are doing that, you are that delusional Cowboy fan personally. But what can the Dallas Cowboys express right now to be overhyped about personally?
Well, that makes sense.
I can't think of anything. Micah Parsons, that's what's up. You didn't get Surtain. Dak is coming back off of an injury. Receiving core still needs to get that tight niche feeling or that experience with each other so they could become that offense. Zeke is legit struggling. Like, he's struggling. He's making like a comeback season. I don't see anything where they can really be overhyped for. Like, there's nothing to be hyped for as a Cowboys fan. I try to even understand myself, to put myself in the Cowboys fan shoes, where you just are inevitable. Like, you think every year you get to start over. You get a restart and we back at top for number one. They are not at number one right now. I don't see them personally winning the division at this moment. No disrespect, CJ. Yeah, big eyes, because Philly gonna make that comeback if they get the quarterback situation right. They always will make that. Bro, that's y'all kryptonite. You know it is.
Yo, you undercover Philly.
So cap.
But
right?
I just don't see.
Cap?
I don't see what the Cowboys can be overhyped right now. Cap, the Cowboys are not being overhyped because I don't hear about it as much as I do normally because they know what's up. They got a lot going on. So,
Luis, fact or cap?
Yeah, I think this straight overhyped. I mean, that defense is still, as Cori would say, Swiss cheese. That defense has so many holes. It's I just don't even know where to start. Like, you can only score so many points. So I don't think the Cowboys are. Look, it's the NFC least conference or division. I'm sorry, division. And I have the Giants winning the division. And the Cowboys might be like third place. Yeah. Yeah.
So fact.
Yeah.
Okay, Cori, fact or
Fact.
cap?
It's always fact.
It's always
Devonte,
fact.
you literally went to mentioning the things of why they are overhyped. That's what everybody's saying. That's all the Cowboy fans I'm talking to now. Oh, we got Dak back. We got to have a better offensive line. We got a receiving core. Because last year we didn't have them. So they're always overhyped. We
You
always
gotta respect, you
Jared
gotta
Jones
respect
took
the
to the drafting
loyalness, though, you know?
The loyalness? No, it's the
Yeah, you gotta respect it.
delusionalness. Okay? The delusional every year.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's the
Every
blind
year.
leading the
So
blind.
to me,
but none of that sounds exciting, Cori.
right. I'm not saying it's not exciting. What I'm saying is the same effort, because you remember last year how they were overhyped? They was going in, they got all these receivers and stuff. Who do they not really have? They're getting everybody pretty much back if they lost last year to injury, right? Besides some people that were left the team. They drafted some people to try to fill those holes. So to me, every single year, what I hear, at least from the fans and even from some of the analysts, you can even watch what they did on I Am Athlete. They had the same conversation talking about the Cowboys, and everybody in there was like, oh no, the Cowboys on paper. The Cowboys every year on paper look like an A+ team, which is why we had the conversation in the group me about why they should not deserve to be in the tier that they were in. This is the same conversation. They were up there. Yeah. That's overhyped. They should have been down in the boo-boo league where we was at with the Eagles. But go ahead, CJ. That's
Before
fact.
CJ goes off, please.
Please.
Cori, you legit just described a team from last year, like you said, it's the same exact team. Last year when they got CeeDee Lamb, everybody was super excited. The offense was supposed to be, oh my God, life-changing. And that same team that we described that everybody overhyped is coming back.
No.
It's
Remember,
that same exact team. So what's
did they
there
not
to be
have
hyped about?
Dak got hurt. This is what they saying.
Wow.
They were playing good.
CJ over here freaking
Dak
out.
got hurt. Offensive line got hurt. They was excited. You can't tell me that you can't tell me that having Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and everybody when Dak was out there slinging that hole, he wasn't playing. He wasn't balling.
Come on, bro. I have Eminem Lose Yourself playing in my head on repeat right now.
Well, go ahead,
Okay,
bro.
CJ,
I'm
Cowboys
Go ahead.
Hold
fan,
on. First and
Cowboys
foremost,
fan, factor
let me
cap.
go ahead and say this. My expectation is that they're going to go probably 9-8 and win the division. I don't think that they are going to win the first round of the playoffs or the wild card. I don't know
Like usual.
what they're going to be after they win the division, which is what they're predicted at right now. Their over-under is at 9. Why are we talking about the team like they're going to go on the Super Bowl run?
'Cause y'all
right?
they're
No
trash.
one's saying that.
They
No
shouldn't
one's
have
saying
9.
that.
They shouldn't have 9. They should be at 7.
Okay, all right. First and foremost, let me start with some points that everybody here wants to point out. They're the same team. They're not. They are not the same team. They didn't have their 2 all-pro tackles last year, for one. They didn't. They're both injured the whole year, for one. And that's a big thing for your run game.
From week 1, they had. When did they get injured?
Literally the first game of the year
Oh,
for
okay.
Lyle Collins.
Oh, okay. When
Or
I'm
not
talking
Lyle
about the
Collins,
same
sorry,
team-
for Tyron Smith.
When I'm talking about the same team, I'm talking about that on paper roster. When everybody was hype about them on paper.
Okay, and this is my another point. Corey, we're talking about expectations for what they are looking like to be, not what they are actually going to turn out to be.
Which is
So
why
if we
they
wanted
overhyped.
No, listen, we are talking about expectation of what's on the paper. That is what we have to go on every team, right? That's why we're not thinking the Eagles are going to win the division at the end of the day, because on paper, they're
just
not the
said it,
best
though.
team in the division. And here's another reason why, and another point that I keep on, y'all talk about the offense like it wasn't nothing. Dak Prescott played literally like 5 games. Daniel Jones played 9 more games than him, and Dak Prescott still had more touchdown passes
That's
than him.
what I'm talking
So why
about.
are we talking about the Giants like they're even competitive when it comes to the end of the day? If Dak's playing the whole year, Giants ain't going nowhere near the championship. The only team you can talk about is the
money on
Redskins
it.
because they have a legitimate defense. They're the only team in the whole division that I'm
the
actually
football
worried
team?
about.
Who's
Because
their
if
quarterback?
Foul this man for
I'm
calling
sorry.
them
Yeah, foul me for that one. That's my bad. You know them old ways be sticking your head a little bit. Sorry, the
Calm
football
your
team.
bones.
Yes,
Calm your bones.
yes,
The
the
no
football
names.
team are the only team in the division who has any chance of probably dethroning the Cowboys this year, right?
Dethroning?
Yeah,
That's what
dethroning,
I'm
bro.
talking about. The overhype,
Dethroning the
bro.
Cowboys.
This
Bro,
is
you're sick, bro.
overhype.
You are
No,
sick.
listen.
I take my statement back.
Listen,
you
what
are
I'm trying to
sick.
say, bro. Fine. If you don't
Go
like the
ahead.
word dethrone, then whatever. That's your
We
problem,
are
not my
listening to
problem.
what you saying.
Because at the
Dethrone.
end of the day, listen, y'all got y'all piece. Let me
CJ,
speak. Y'all
you're
got
right.
3 damn rounds now.
Yelling.
Now
You're
let me tell you. The Cowboys are not going to win the Super Bowl this year.
We know
all
that.
right?
We know
You
that.
can pinpoint that shit for me, right? I don't think that. They're going to win the division probably if Dak stays healthy. If Dak stays healthy, who's the next best quarterback in the division? Not Daniel Jones. It's Ryan Fitzpatrick, who got replaced by Tua last year. So what are y'all talking about right now?
So CJ, so I didn't really get the
Who
so
hurt
factor
you?
or cap. You didn't really, you didn't say factor cap. You
It's
just
it's
kinda-
a cap that they are overhyped. It's absolutely capped that they're
Are you?
overhyped.
Do you think you're biased because you're a Cowboys?
No,
Yes.
because literally, if you look at the team and you say where they're supposed to be at, they should win the division this year. That's what the conversation is. Where should they be?
Okay.
Not at, we can't predict the
I got-
future.
I
We
got
don't know
you.
where they're going to be.
Right.
We don't know where they're
CJ.
going to be in
CJ,
12 months.
Listen, here's my perspective, and you're right. You're looking at where they should be. Is what we're saying.
He's still
is
wrong
since
about that.
1996. That's how every Cowboy fan has been thinking. Oh, we should be good this year, and every year they're not.
Dethroned.
And that's why I think they're overhyped. That's what
Y'all
I'm saying.
keep on saying that, and I hate to tell you, bro, but there was 2 years where Quincy Carter was
Nah, 2
quarterback of the
years.
team. Ain't nobody was talking about them like that during
Bro, I
those 2
promise
years.
you they were.
Since
And even when
96,
Vinny
2
Testaverde
years.
was the quarterback, and anybody, no, listen, bro, y'all can talk about y'all. Listen, what I get from this is y'all a bunch of Cowboy haters. We already know that.
Haters.
Everybody who's not a Cowboys
But I-
fan is a bunch of Cowboy
Bro,
haters.
nobody
Bree,
said
you can
like
probably back me up with that. Anybody
You
talks
see-
about the Cowboys
we
want to
don't-
bring up some
listen.
stuff that
Well,
last
y'all
20
not
years.
You see how they
when
do
they
that?
were first in the 30
You see how they do that?
Listen,
Oh, if you disappoint, you if you disagree, you
I'm gonna say this. My final point is this: that y'all keep on talking about like the defense is the same or like they're Swiss cheese. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Their defense is completely remade. It's basically all rookies. They drafted 7 defensive players this year.
For one.
They could all start. They literally could all start.
That's the problem.
We don't know what they're. What do you mean that's the problem? You act like rookie defensive teams in the past couple of years have not been some of the best teams in the league, right? Right? Are we looking at the Seahawks in 2012 like they weren't a good team just because they had all rookies basically starting?
CJ, you reaching,
no,
bro. You reaching,
or the
bro.
49ers?
Okay, I'm
or
okay, CJ,
the
I'm gonna have to
Niners?
cut you off
No.
just because we're gonna not be able to get to this next one. So just to get our last fact or cap in, because we could go on that forever. Seems like Aaron Rodgers on his way out of Green Bay. Fact or cap? If so, what team is he going to go for? Let's start with Luis.
The Green Bay Packers just signed another quarterback, and that's 3 on the roster. 4 if you include Aaron, bro. I'm not including Aaron. There's 3 in the roster, and they're about to test out Jordan Love because Aaron's not coming back. And if you're signing another quarterback, that's just a clear sign. I do believe that the best trade for Green Bay would be to the Denver Broncos. But if I'm Green Bay, I'm not letting Aaron go without 3 first-round picks, and a star player, minimum. And that's where the conversation is going to be a little back and forth. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to see Aaron in a new team. Not going to lie to y'all.
Devonte, fact or cap? Aaron Rodgers on his way out.
It's going to have to be fact. I normally don't like believing in rumors, specifically just rumors, but it's being talked about way too often. Like Luis just stated, the quarterback signing, not concerning as a roster. You have to get more quarterbacks on the team. I kind of feel like that one might be a little of a big of a reach, but because of who Aaron Rodgers is, the whole capacity of this whole situation, it's kind of making it look bigger than what it is. I just don't understand why what didn't get done last year. Personally, the man put up an MVP year. It's not his play, it's the whole relationship. It is super toxic. Rodgers should have been out there last year, should have been traded to the Patriots, but that's another conversation we'll talk about. I just really do hope that the team that's traded for Rodgers understands what they're about to get themselves into. Probably most likely a playoff, maybe a Super Bowl. You have a contending option to do so. Like, you're gonna be given a chance to do that, but like, how much longer does he have? We don't know. Brady's playing till he's 45, obviously, but can Aaron Rodgers do the same thing? We don't know. Green Bay is gonna actually might benefit from this to an extent if Jordan Love, a first-round pick, works out and you get these picks. And I'm hearing Surtain is included in some of these, maybe. Even though he already out here practicing with his number 2 jersey on, that's a little awkward. But you're going to have possibly Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Luck involved in that trade is what I'm also possibly hearing. And more, Lou said 3 first. God, you just got a whole complete new team. So Packers may benefit from this, which is why I'm starting to see this might happen because the trade doesn't sound insane. So fact, A-Rod is on his way out. It's weird. I'm trying to adjust to that. And I'm just ready for this to happen because I'm so tired of these speculations and Adam Schefter and all this stuff. Just trade Rodgers, Green Bay, please. Hurry up.
Corey.
I'll keep it short and sweet. It's a fact. He's on his way out, and he's either going to the Broncos or the Saints.
The Saints.
CJ, fact or cap?
I'll say fact, but he ain't going to the Saints.
Why are you?
He probably going
you
to
a hater now?
Dang, y'all ain't got the draft capital. Bro. They
up.
ain't got the draft capital to snag Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion. I think I'll counter a few points. One, they signed 2 quarterbacks this past week, Blake Bortles and then Kurt Bernicki or something like that. Bernicki is just a mini cap tryout. That's not nothing. Blake Bortles, though, is something that, to me, you're signing a backup after you already had a backup in Jordan Love. And that's where I'm like, oh, yeah, something's about to get put on the wire for them. But ultimately, I really don't know what happens with Aaron Rodgers because he could just up and retire. Like, he really could just be like, all right, you know what? I ain't playing for them. I'm done. And retire and go host Jeopardy, which I really don't want to happen, man. I don't like him as a Jeopardy host, man. LeVar Burton should be the Jeopardy host. This is me, bro. But, No, I think he's done. The Rodgers Packers situation has just gotten really toxic, and to me, it doesn't bode well for anybody. So,
well, guys, we made it to the fourth quarter. It was a long road here, but now we're here. So now it's we're gonna do sit 'em or start 'em. Starting with Zach Wilson. Sit 'em or start 'em. Rookie QBs.
Start him.
He has no choice.
Yeah, they ain't got nobody else on that roster. Sorry.
Start that man.
Sadly, yeah, he should develop, but that ain't happening. He about to learn the hard way.
Everyone agrees, start him?
Yeah.
Okay, next we got Trey Lance, San Francisco 49ers.
Sit him.
Sit that man. Sit
him down.
Jimmy Garoppolo is a capable quarterback.
Yeah, and I've been watching him in this rookie camp, and he's just not really looking accurate. So just let him sit and learn and get the game under his feet and just sit him.
CJ called it. He's going to be a project, but
yeah,
it's one that's going to pay off very well. So
Justin Fields, Chicago Bears.
Start him.
He's going to start.
Start him. He's
Even
about
if
to
you
show
wanna
why
sit
he's
him-
QB2.
Yeah.
Why he was the...
Dog, I just had to sit through an Andy Dalton season. Ain't nobody want to sit through another Andy Dalton season, bro. You
Right,
don't wanna
Yeah,
do that,
as
bro.
bad as you want to sit him and let him develop and let him learn.
I want him to
That ain't
develop in the
happening.
game. I don't want him to sit behind and develop. I want him to get the reps. He's going to be elusive and electrifying, and his game reps will help him out. So even if he has a really crappy year, I think it'll be beneficial for him. Start him.
I genuinely don't think he's going to have a crappy year. I think Justin Fields he might.
I think it's still the
he might.
Bears. So I think they'll have.
He don't really got the weapons around him to for me to say he would have an amazing year. He have a decent year, but the weapons around him don't really show rookie of the year situations happening. So
CJ likes to keep it interesting.
That's the
He
problem.
does.
I want him to start. I just said he's starting. I just don't think he's gonna have like the amazing year. You know what I mean? It's the
Next we
Bears,
have New
dog.
England Patriots, Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
Start.
No.
Sit him.
Sit him.
Yeah.
But man, Cam can't even blink wrong, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be so honest. The talk in New England is that man came there to play. Period. Like, as bad as people got this vision of, oh, Cam, he didn't get the fair shot. Agreed. Cam wasn't healthy. He caught COVID. Agreed. You had that 1 year is what they are speculating, and they saying, bro, you even just throw one pick, people are gonna start screaming, put Mac Jones in. And I feel so bad for this to be Cam, which is why I also have the expectation that Cam could have a decent season, because he knows he's going to have this person right behind him. Like, he knows that they're going to be watching him, his every move. But I believe Mac Jones should sit, and I'm a little opposite because Cam can be injury prone sometimes. And if the moment Cam gets injured, Mac Jones is that's it. It's a Jones area. So I'm gonna say cap, or not fact. I said factor cap. Yikes! Sit him.
Sit him. Everyone else sit him.
Sit him.
Nah, I think you should start him by week. I think Cam Newton's gonna struggle in 2021, man. I think that we want to hold on to Cam, bro. I promise you. I think Mike Jones is the quarterback they drafted. Go ahead and put him in there. I think by week 4 should be something a little bit more realistic. Not week 1. I think, let him transition into that role. But I really do think that Cam is going to struggle, and Mac Jones is going to have to step up.
Devonte, who was the number 1 wide receiver on the Pats last year?
Who?
Who was the number 1 wide receiver on the Pats last year?
Who?
That's what I'm asking. No one.
If I'm not mistaken, it's not even a wide receiver, buddy. I think it was James White. Or it might have been Sony Michel or Rex Burkhead, or it wasn't a receiver. I know that.
Team that spent over $200 million in like 24 hours got some weapons for Cam Newton to actually justifiably keep his job for the year.
Exactly.
If you can't do it with the weapons that they bought, then yes, sit Cam.
I can make the argument that it's really not the weapons, but more the throws too, because you look at some of the throws he was making, they weren't really well read. Yeah. So I mean, Cam holds some responsibility to this, man. I understand you might not have high caliber players and playmakers, but you the one delivering the basket.
And also that kind of goes to him not getting the off season. You know, I guess getting that connection with the players, the whole COVID thing and stuff. He didn't get to build that relationship. So that does not excuse some of them ground balls he was throwing. God, I used to lose my mind when them balls would hit that ground and he would just get up and be like, oh, next play. I'm like, no, bro, you just threw a terrible pass. And yeah, so we shall see. On to the future.
The last one we have is Kellen Mond, Minnesota Vikings.
Sit that man all season long. I don't even
I ain't gonna say
understand.
nothing because I'm gonna get fouled.
No, say it so I can rebut it.
Man, I don't think he should obviously start, so don't come for me like that. But I feel like he is going to eventually.
Why though? Kirk Cousins literally threw for the most touchdowns that he had ever in his career last year. 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 13 interceptions.
Exactly. He's the pro-ready quarterback that Kirk Cousins is always modeled like, oh, that system guy, like you can put him in there. I think Kirk Cousins is doing fine. Minnesota does not. They do not have faith in this man. They were trying to draft Justin Fields. They do not like him like they thought that they would. I'm telling you, I like
draft Justin Fields. They drafted Kellen Mond. Like,
was people not saying it was a reach?
I said it was a reach because I don't think Kellen Mond is that good. And here's what I'm saying. Devonte, I see where you're going with this. The organization doesn't think Kirk Cousins is good. The organization is stupid, which is why I also think that starting Kellen Mond is stupid. You can't tell me that the man that had the most touchdowns in his career in a season, you don't like him. He threw 35 touchdowns for y'all and 4,000 yards. And you trying to tell me you want to go draft a quarterback?
A lot of people were trying to draft Justin Fields, by the way.
Come on.
He got past 10, and everyone's like, hey, Justin Fields is there. Let's go and get him
If the Vikings start Kellen over Kirk Cousins just because they don't like Kirk Cousins, the Vikings stupid.
We not going to get no listeners from Minnesota.
Hey, I'm sorry, but the Vikings fans might feel the same. You might feel the same.
I mean,
if I'm a Viking
fan, was
fan,
upset.
And you telling me that, oh, the organization just don't like, it's kind of like what happened with Donovan McNabb and stuff. Like, bro, that was stupid. We traded Donovan McNabb because of some organizational stuff, and we traded him to the Washington football team. And you know how mad Philly fans were? I wanted to choke the organization. Don't do no organization dumb stuff just because you mad, because the man's still balling, bro. If he's putting numbers up, he's doing good for your organization.
And you paid him very well.
Thank you, handsomely.
He's for sure the man
you
for
like
the job
that?
right now.
He walking down the tunnel talking like, you like that?
Yeah, I'm about to say, we gotta stop making Kirk Cousins mad. Every year we make Kirk Cousins mad, and then the next year he comes out and he performs better. Like, we gotta just stop.
You know that man is a man of God. God is working through that man.
He gonna keep his job.
So that kind of wraps it up for today, y'all. And I'm gonna give this one so we rack up the points right throughout the episode, the podcast, and whoever gets the most gets the final take. And today it was kind of a close call. It was my first time, very very excited to be here. But someone over someone else got some fouls. Got some fouls here and there, So I'm gonna have to give this one to Cori.
Let's go!
Wait, hold on. Fouls don't detract from the overall points.
Hey,
What the heck?
new host.
CJ, she talking about you.
It was tied, okay? It was tied, but you got fouled. So
they gotta be a
Let that hurt
tiebreaker,
go, bro. Let that hurt.
Hey,
let that hurt go.
Hey, let that hurt go. Here's what I'll say. Here's my final take. My final take is, again, don't ever bet against the king. Don't do that. That's it. That's all I got to say. Don't fix your mouth. That's my final take. Don't bet against the king.
Well, that's it for us, guys. We're going to let him have that. And thank you, everyone, for watching. This is the 4 Fouls. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff. Anywhere you're listening to this podcast, we're on all the platforms. So thank you again, everyone. This is the 4 Fouls.
Deuces.